To go. Welcome, everyone. Welcome again to an awesome episode. I know last week just blew your mind with our special guest, Dr. Emma McDuffie. I hope you are doing what she suggested for you to do. I am the only head coach podcaster. I am Frida Doxy, rhymes with Foxy, also known as Foxy Doxy. Welcome again to Release My Daughter's podcast, where we're talking about women who win. And you know how we do it. I bring on guests who are not only winning, but watch this, they're helping other women to win. And each guest that I bring on, you understand that they're not just only helping women, they're helping people to win. But we're focusing on helping women to win. And so today I have an incredible person. Yeah, she's my sorority sister. We can go ahead and put that out there right there, okay? And I got an opportunity to meet her. And I am fabulously excited that you're going to gain so much from this incredible guest. She is helping women, men, people to win. And we're talking about six-figure wins. So you want to pay attention to what she has to say. And that's who we bring on the show. So without further ado, welcome to Release My Daughters, the one and only Janice Coleman.
Thank you so much, Foxy Doxy. Thank you. And before we even get started, I would just like to thank you for the opportunity to be in front of your audience and to share with them, and also to congratulate you on, taking the leap, doing the things you have to do as an entrepreneur and also a spiritual leader, to continue to just lead from the front. So congratulations to you, to your husband, and everything that you're doing. So thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you. That's how we do it. When you're a winner, you have no problem celebrating someone else. I thank you for celebrating me. You don't have to go around to the own horn. People who understand and know what you're doing, they will do it for you. So ladies, that's a tip right there that we're not even on the tip segment. All right, so write that down and do that. That's what Janice does. She just jumps right in. So Janice, I mean, you have been helping people for years. Women, let's talk about the women you've helped over the years. And you're so successful at it. Not only are you successful, but you make sure that the people you help are successful. So Janice is the CEO of her own company, Janice Coleman Corporation. She's a consultant agency, and not just any consultant agency. So she's going to talk about that career triage. Okay, so Janice, tell us all about the success you've had over the years and how you're helping women to win.
Thank you so much, Frida. So Career Triage is the premier or flagship program that I have inside of my company. And I actually started in my professional career as an IT professional. So I had gone to school, went to school for IT, came out, didn't really get myself in gear. And then afterwards, got in gear in about my mid-20s, went into the information technology industry, and I was there for 12 years. After that, I went into career coaching, professional speaking, and a couple of other things I did, like event management, event planning, and things like that. And that was all a part of what I was bringing to the world. And I've had the opportunity to lead organizations such as my Toastmasters International District, where I was actually I am actually a former district governor. So I was leading about 4,500 people to help them to learn how to speak and to lead, which was an amazing experience. Had a lot of fun, had a lot of challenges with that. And we did an amazing just an amazing run in that space, during that time, I've helped people to grow their own professional career as speakers. And in my career coaching world, I've worked with people from the classroom to the boardroom. So with little girls, teaching them Evictus, or CEOs teaching them how to navigate in the boardroom and how to put on that woman leadership mantle in order to survive, because it really can be
Oh, yes.
something else, okay, a little something,
Mm-hmm.
something.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've worked with people in all of those spaces. I've also done several major events in the Philadelphia area where I had Dr. Dennis Kimbrough and Dr. George Frazier as my guest at the University of Pennsylvania. And then one of my events I actually had at the National Constitution Center. So a little girl from North Philadelphia, okay, born and raised. I wasn't in West Philly, but I was in North Philly. Born and raised on the stage at the National Constitution Center was really an amazing feeling, and it was a great opportunity to help people yet again, both men and women,
Yes.
to be leaders, better leaders, because I had partnered with Chick-fil-A and John Maxwell for that particular event. And so, we just continue to do so many amazing things to help people to, I say live out loud, play full out, and be invincible in their space.
Say that again. Say that again. Live out loud.
Live out loud, play full out, and be invincible in their space. Because everybody has a space. See, I don't need to be invincible and free to space.
Right.
Oftentimes that's a challenge for people because they want to be invincible, but they're being invincible in the wrong space. And that's why they can't get traction. They can't get traction and they can't move forward because they're not where they really are supposed to be. And so that also is one of the things that I help people to do, to kind of clarify, where should I be and how can I do it and how can I pull the resources, not always financial, but the people resources,
right,
to be able to get settled and then spring forward into the next best them at that point.
Yeah, you have listen. One of the things you said that I totally agree. I'm a Dale Carnegie trainer, so we're not in competition, but we're not in competition. And listen, ladies, listen, gentlemen, because we have guys who come on as well. Public speaking, and you know it, Janice, is one of the, if not the number one fear that any and everybody have. I don't care how much money you make. When you think about Warren Buffett, his greatest fear was public speaking. And he found Dale Carnegie. So many people is public speaking. And listen, ladies, I'm talking to my ladies. Get with Janice so you can not walk in fear, because what you have on the inside, it just requires you to talk about it. Now, Janice, think about all the people you help, and maybe not even bringing up their names. Who is the one woman that comes to mind when you think about her story and how she went from here to there? Who would that be? Without saying her name, unless you have permission to say her name.
Yes, I'm going to be. She's kind of a public figure, so I am going to kind of hold back on that. But this person was actually a very accomplished person, and had been as a part of her state government. She's actually an attorney, and had been a part of her state government for probably 25 years. So she had enough time to actually retire, but she didn't have the age. And so she was like, I don't want to be here anymore because this is becoming a drudgery, and listen, ladies, regardless to whether we are at McDonald's saying, will you have fries with that? Or if we are, at a penthouse somewhere and somebody's, getting our car for us. We all have challenges. The challenges may just be different. And so her challenge was that she had more to give. She had more time on the clock that she wanted to, be involved in the workforce. And so she was really unsettled, but she was really displeased with where she was. And so she came to me and we worked through my program, Career Triage, which is my career triage program. If you feel like your career is in the ER, you're trying to keep it from going to the morgue, you need triage. Yes. And so we work through her resume, her job search strategies, her interview skills, and some other things that are a part of the program. And she had started to put her feelers out and actually went to some HBCUs and, applied to their HR departments because she was in, compliance, the compliance arena. And so ultimately, she was like, okay, well, I don't know what I'm going to do. But then a job came up in the state that she worked in. And it looked really good, because it was the chief of staff for the
Oh, yes.
CEO. Yes, for the CEO and president of the civil service. I didn't even know that the civil service had that level of, distinguished, president. So you are actually the president responsible for all of the civil service in the entire state.
Oh,
Like if you don't sign it,
huge.
it doesn't get done. And she was going to be the chief of staff. She applied for that. She received a call from the governor. And she's like, oh my God, Janice, the governor called me. Like not the commissioner, the governor called me. And he wants me to come in. So I was like, well, I think you better go. Right?
Yes.
And she went to this interview. And he said, I saw your resume. I know your accomplishments. I know your background. And I want to offer you the position of CEO and president of the commission. So and it's sending chills through my body right now. I mean, she's an African American woman. And she accepted the position. She didn't even have to apply for that position.
That's it.
And she went into that role, probably about 5 years ago. She signs off on anything that gets done. She's my friend. I have her number in my phone. And I can call her, I love the red phone. I can call her. I don't bother her like, can you do this for me? Can you do that? Exactly. But the whole point is, even people who are at this level may have challenges. And if I could share one more real short one.
Yes.
A young lady who my friend actually brought to me, the one I talked about, who's in the state commission, she brought her to me, single mom, in the midst of a challenging situation, single mom, two little girls, and had no money, job was like tanked out and needed help. And my friend said, can you help her? And I did exactly what I would do as if she were paying me. They gave her the whole program. She went on probably 5 interviews, landed a job, and she just let me know this last 2 months ago. She landed a job, and this was about 3 years ago. But the job she landed then, on top of having a salary more than what she had ever had before, they gave her a bonus during the pandemic. They gave her a bonus of $15,000 for her just being consistent. And she is living so differently, like she sleeps well at night. And that story is also giving me chills, like, just to know that the thing that God has given me can empower people to really live their life. That's amazing.
Yes. And that's what we're doing here. Release My Daughters. You're releasing daughters of God. You're releasing women so they can, I call it release for their increase. When you talk about those two, and they on different parts, opposite end of the spectrum, nothing good or bad by either one. It's just different stories. I want ladies, because the ladies that we are reaching out to fall into those categories. The women who are winning and want to win are falling into these categories that you're talking about today. So ladies, I want y'all to grab a hold of this and see that no matter where you are on the spectrum, on the line, on the circle, in the boat, in the ship, there is help through career triage for you. I want to pause right here for our segment. Once again, reminding everyone, this is what we do on Release My Daughters, ! Women Who Win. Every Tuesday night, 7 p.m., we are talking to individuals who are helping women to win. And it's not just women, you know, that we bring on this program, but it's people who I've had an opportunity to meet and to learn and to love and sharing. I'm all about sharing resources. So if you are that woman out there and you're helping women to win, or you're that guy, or you're that couple that are helping women to win, you need to talk to me. You know how to reach me, 904-337-9898. Now back to Janice. Listen, Janice, talk about what challenges that you've had, personal challenges that you've made it and overcome, because our women are having challenges. So briefly talk about what one or two challenges you've had in your lifetime through your professional, even personal, if you feel comfortable to share that, because this is a safe place to do just that. But I leave it to my guests. So tell us, what about one or two challenges you've had in a lifetime?
Well, I think one of the biggest challenges would be an overarching challenge that a lot of people may have experienced, and I would say it's managing emotions.
Is that one of yours as well? Managing your
Yes, I'm getting ready to tell you this. It's crazy. So I was in a season where, you know, I had a really big contract with a educational consortium in Philadelphia. So I was doing I think it was maybe a 4-session program. It was a supervisory training and a train the trainer for some of the major universities in the city, including Temple, not University of Penn, Temple, Drexel, Swarthmore, Ocean County College. There were some huge colleges that were a part of this consortium, and we were doing the training. And so I was, and being a solopreneur, so this is for those who are thinking about being in business, always look to read a book called The E-Myth by Michael Gerber, because it talks about E-myth, M-Y-T-H, E-myth. Excellent book. But he talks about infrastructure. And here is the challenge. I'm gonna get to the emotion. Here's the challenge when you are a solopreneur. Either you're producing or you're managing. Either you're producing or you're managing. You really can't do both unless you have a good infrastructure and you have built good systems around you. So I was in the midst of managing, delivering, you know, doing all the workbooks and getting all the stuff together and putting together the program for this, you know, about 140 people that were a part of this training, all HR people, 140 people. And I'm in the midst of doing all of this. And while I'm doing that, I'm also, you know, still prospecting for the next great contract, right? So I had 2 that were in the hopper that were coming behind this big one. So we finished the big one, and I'm like, okay, I can rest for a second. And I, like, you know, lean back a little tiny bit and start to follow up on the other 2 that were in the midst of contract. And not one, but both of them ghosted. Went south. No pun intended, but went south. And you know, when your endorphin levels are here and you're in the flow and you're going and you're doing and you can feel it and you're clocking on all cylinders, and then that transition happens and then something blindsides you.
Oh yes.
I was like, I couldn't get me together. I was so put out by that hit. I just, for like 4 months, literally 4 months, I just couldn't get back in the flow. I couldn't get back in the flow, you know. And if you are the one who's doing the work that's making the dollars and you can't get back in the flow, so I say that it's a managing of emotions, because now I'm better than that. Now I got that, but then it cost me 4 months of active, being active and business building and all of that. But
Mm.
then the up ramp, because okay, now you got the 4 months, but now you got the up ramp,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. So it was the downturn,
Mm.
and then it was the
Mm.
up ramp before I could get the momentum. So if
Yeah.
I could say anything, it was depression. I was
Mm.
just,
Wow.
hurt
Yes.
because one of the persons was actually, a friend.
Mm.
And so
Wow.
that was something
Mm.
that really took me off guard. Like I said, blindsided me
Yes.
and put me in a situation where it just really took, I would
Mm.
say, a good 10 months to really,
Mm.
be in that
Mm.
plateau and maybe even
Yes.
below the plateau, right? And then up getting back and moving back because, marketing is
Mm.
everything and presence is everything and visibility
Yeah,
is everything. And
definitely.
if you're not there, somebody else is there.
Yes, that's right. You've
If
talked
you're
about this
not there,
emotional challenge. Do you find that to be, as we move to the second, I know that was yours. Do you find that to be some women's biggest challenge? So this is a quick tip. What do you find to be women's biggest challenge? And we asking every guest this. And whatever that one challenge you say, yeah, Frida, this is one of the biggest challenge for women. All right, now this is what you need to do to get over. I like taking
yeah.
that challenge seat and making an
Yes,
opportunity. And not only that, like Mary
yes,
says, a whole lot of zero.
yes,
What
yes,
would you say would be
exactly.
in your lifetime of working with these women, not these, but women,
I,
people?
I
What is
think
for
it, I
women?
think it, I think it is emotions.
Mm,
And emotional, we
yeah,
use the phrase emotional intelligence so
yeah,
much,
right.
but
Mm-hmm.
back in the day, my mom called it mother wit. Like, girl, dust
Ooh,
yourself off, get it together, and keep it moving. You
good.
know, but it is emotional intelligence. Who doesn't like me? Who won't talk to me? Who
Ah,
won't promote me?
come
Who won't
on.
give me support? Who won't,
Mm,
say hi to me? Who diss
ah,
me? Whose
talk,
kids look better than my kids? Whose husband
talk.
is better than my husband? Who has a better car? Who lives in a better neighborhood? And we go
Yes.
home and we allow these things to
Yes.
fester, and there's a whole, and I mean, you are a licensed professional.
Yeah.
You know this better than me, but the psychoneuroimmunology of it all, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where
Mm-hmm.
we are training ourselves into a
Ooh,
cycle of defeat because it's like Pavlov's dogs. When we
mm.
when something happens, it
Ding, ding.
triggers, whether
Yes.
it triggers cortisol or it triggers endorphins or dopamine or serotonin or
Come on.
oxytocin, whatever it triggers that, and we go into a pattern.
Ooh, triage.
and
Come on,
we and
Janice.
we
Triage.
yes, yeah, and we have to train ourselves out
Mm,
of these patterns of defeat
yes.
because nobody will really intervene for us like we need to intervene for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And we can be all around the sister friends we can, and the
Mm-hmm.
family and the psychologists and all of these, but
Mm.
we've really got to say enough is enough.
That's it. And so that will be the opportunity to start saying, stop it. Now what to do after I say enough is enough? What I do now, Janice?
Right. What do I do now? I find somebody, and I actually wrote it down so I would remember it. I find a tribe, a pack, a community that believes like I believe or believes like I want to believe,
Mm.
and run with them. Run
Come on,
with them
ladies.
with reckless abandon, put it all in and run with them. Get
Yeah.
somebody who is, at the top of her game. She doesn't have to be spectacular, but somebody
Mm-hmm.
who
Ah,
is emotionally intelligent, who is
yeah.
secure in herself, who is,
Mm,
a
mm,
person who will put self on the shelf to
yes.
mentor you so
Oh,
that you can
yes.
move through these things in order to
Mm-hmm.
break free.
Mm-hmm.
So get
Listen,
with that
ladies,
pack
listen.
and
I
do
like
do
what
what
you
they
said,
do.
the pack. Give it, and you know the picture I have. Come on, ladies, the picture I see. Okay, I'm a Lion King's fan, but
Yes,
I really am the fan of
yes,
the lioness. You know how they was hanging out on
yes,
top of the rock? You know, they
yeah,
are the
yes,
hunters. So I like that.
yes,
Get yourself a pack, women. And
yes.
here's the thing, they may not look like you, they may not be from your background, they may not be from the same
Look,
school or college, but you
look.
know that this woman, I say get you some female women. You can add some guys to that pack too. But get you some women like Janice is talking about and make and be a part. You might have to be a part of their pack.
Yes,
Okay, right?
absolutely. Absolutely. And then even with the pack, once you begin to get nourished and you start to build and you start
Mm,
to grow, do not be afraid to be an eagle.
Thor.
Because eagles fly alone. That's hard
Mm,
because we need
mm,
community, but we also need to know when we hit our brilliance, there's a level of flying alone that we have to do.
mhm, mhm. Oh my goodness. Listen, women, I know you ready for Janice information. So I want you to reach out to her. And Janice, tell us how can they find you? And we're going to put this, you'll see it also in the section, you know, the heading. So go ahead, Janice, tell us how can we find you? What are the different ways?
Okay, well, better way would be just what you just did, Frida, which is to call me 609 That's my personal line. Put Frida's name in there. Put Frida's name in there so I won't block you.
Yeah.
And
Now,
then we
how do
can
you
connect.
spell Frida? Okay. Do not put it's F R
That's right.
E D A. Okay. If you put an Frita, she's gonna block you. F
Yeah,
R
that's
E D A,
exactly
she's
right.
gonna answer the phone. If you put in
Yes,
Frida the painter that I admire, she's gonna block you. Okay. So
I'm
F
gonna
R
block you.
E D A. Go ahead, Janice.
But they can
Say that
also
number
they can
again.
also
Mhm.
609-332-8367. But they can also friend me on Facebook, put Frida's name in there so I won't block you, or connect with me on IG, Janice M. Coleman.
Yes,
Okay.
that's it.
And we can start a conversation because there's so much to be done
Mm,
in this
mm,
time. This is a time
mm,
like no other. It
mm,
is that to the opportunity that we need to understand. In this time,
mm.
the people who are the 98 percenters are hiding, and the people who are the 2 percenters are flying. They are getting it in, and we need to
Mm.
transition from one pack to the other pack.
Oh, Janice. And I want to say this now. You're listening, even if you correct me if I'm wrong, Janice, because I'm thinking about my daughter to talk with Janice, and so she's getting ready to graduate from college.
Mm-hmm.
So is that true? Will you also work with a 20, 21-year old, 22 and up?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I just finished working with a young lady who went to my church. Her parents hired me to help her to get all of her collateral together because it's collateral. This is your armor in the marketplace. Let me just
Mhm.
say this: skill plus value equals salary
Say it again.
in the marketplace. Skill plus value equals salary in the marketplace. So you can have the skill, but if you can't demonstrate your value, you will not
Yes.
get the salary you want. And so I worked with this young lady she was a junior looking to get internship. She ended up getting an internship at BET.
Say it again. Ed, who?
BET. Y'all might not know who BET is, but she is at BET even as we speak as an intern. And her last
Mm.
year, she goes to Howard University.
Listen, BET, y'all know BET is Black Entertainment Tonight or Today. Yeah, so that answered that question because I wanted the audience, I want the women to know it's not just only adult women in our 30s and 40s and
Right,
50s and 60s, okay? It is
right.
also that I'm telling you, like never before. And I'm glad you said junior, so I might contract with my junior and my senior. We're gonna have a conversation about how we're gonna work that out, because she is looking for a paid internship, and the
Yes.
one who's getting out of college. So I know we'll be talking. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Janice Coleman, you have her number, you have her information. Remember what she said, if you don't want to be blocked, put in Freda, Freda, okay? And she will answer. And I know you're going to have much success. And we want to hear your testimonies of how you work with Janice, and Janice will work with you. It's a team effort, and your success, we want to hear about it. So thanks everybody for being a part of Release My Daughters! Podcast, as we're talking about women who win. Thanks again, Janice Coleman, for being a part of this. I love you, Soror. Look forward to seeing you real soon. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much, Freda.